Okay, so my favorite Pride story. Pride began when I was in college, and there were events at Rhode Island College where I attended school, and I didn't want anything to do with that. I just didn't want to own anything, and I left Rhode Island, and I came back 15 years later. I got involved with a group called Rhode Island American Baptist Concern for Sexual Minorities, which was really trying to educate churches about the LGBTQ community and to be open and affirming to the LGBTQ community. So I went to my first Pride event, and it was up at the State House. They gathered, and there were speeches and what have you. And because we had this big banner that said something about churches and Baptists, people were coming up with TV cameras and stuff, and I put a hat on and dark sunglasses, and at some point I reckoned with the fact that I didn't seem like I was very proud. And then I marched, and I remember marching down the hill from the State House and across and into the city, and then it turned up Washington Street. And as we came down, there was the City Hall, and there was a pride flag on the top of the City Hall. And I still tingle when I think of what I saw, that I could be open in the place where I grew up, where I felt that I always had to be closeted and was abused horribly, that I could be open. Now, the first times I marched, I looked at who was in the audience. As a theater person, I wanted to know who was seeing me, and I made sure that I was waving and smiling and looking dead in the eye of anybody who might know me, so that I could be more out and more present to my audience. Know who's in the audience, so you know what you're going to get in return. So it was a little defensive move, but it was an offensive move, that it was like I was empowering myself to be that much bolder than I had felt before, because I was going to be seen. I had to own it, and I had to be ready to deal with the persons I was encountering.